Alright, so this time I'm going to take you through the Wily stages. We're just going to start at Wily 1. I'm going to take you through, this is the way I go through. I pretty much recommend going for the very first zip in Wily 1. So it's going to go pause, change the magnet, through that hit, select through this guy. Alright, that's what it will look like if you do it pretty much perfectly. There's a couple different ways you can actually set this up. That's the ideal way. It uses only how many beams? 1, 2. Uses 4 beams. That's pretty much the ideal way, unless you're like the TAS. Well, what I do, I place this beam, and I do it like a little bit higher than, like, that would be pretty much where I like to put it. So not standing level, but like a little bit higher than standing level. Oh, that's a little too high. Yeah, I don't want to do it that high. And there's also, we use that the ice beam or the ice wrap muscle memory. Oh, it's a little high. There it is. You can just do all standing beams from an ice wrap muscle memory, which is the muscle memory that, I mean, you could, if you can do that, once you can do that muscle memory, you can do every zip in the game. So that uses, does that use 2 extra beams, I think? Yeah, that uses 2 extra beams compared to the first way that I showed you. Go away. Then you could also, there's also a third way that's like a middle ground, where you can jump up and try, there you go. Try and place the correct beam, and then do it. So there's like 3 different ways you can really try and do this. The fastest way is the first way I showed you, which is where you just do it non-stop. But it's also the hardest for sure. There's also there's the so this way, which if you have your ice wrap muscle memory down, I mean you can get it pretty much every time as long as you have that muscle memory. And then there's the this way. Now there's an important thing to know. Yeah, don't get hit by that guy, because 3 hits from the big eyes will kill you. Once you get on the actual zip beam, it's extremely important. Try and get on it. That before you tap left to actually zip, if we can get it, you need to pause about, not pause, but like wait half a second and then tap left. If you do not do that, then this is what happens. It kills you once you enter the wall. So waiting about half a second, you land on the beam facing right, wait about half a second, and then tap left, and you'll be fine. Then, say you miss it, like, oh, you screwed up. No big deal. You just switch to elect, and you go through these blocks. It's gonna make these tricky jumps, but that's the backup if you don't get it. And yeah, as long as you don't get hit by any of those fires down there, you're pretty much good on health. Or you could grab this one if you really wanted to. And then you just keep going. Oh, these fleas will be annoying. Shoot these guys. I like to switch to magnet during this fall right here. We do a screen wrap ladder grab. Place one in the air. Oh, these guys are jerks. and you place another one off it. Let me say get closer to this. So depending on how many beams you actually use, you can either choose to come down here and get these 2 extra ones. But if you actually, if you get the first zip in like your first try, like it only takes you 3 setup beams, you actually can skip those, and you don't need, and you're, as long as you do the rest of the stage perfect, you don't have to pick up any extra beams. Where's my saves? Oh, cool. We're going here. Yeah, the alternative way would be to try and put a really high. Yeah. The really annoying part about this room is that these platform guys are total RNG. It's not gonna work. Ideally, you would put two beams, and then off the second beam you would jump off, and you could grab up here, and it saves like 2 seconds ish from stopping, picking those, and then climbing back up. But until you're going for like a really good time, you don't need to skip those. You don't really need to skip these refills. And yeah, so then leaving this room. This climb, ideally you want to do this climb on this side with only 2 beams. So see, that's a little bit too low. That's good. Takes a little bit of practice to be able to get the hang of getting this in 2 beams. I mean, if you're not going to do the wraps in Wily 2, which we'll get to in a little bit, you can just play it safe and do just 3 beams up, and then you need 2 beams on this side. But it's not too difficult to get the hang of just doing 2 beams. You do 2 beams up here. So that's pretty much it for Wily 1. There's really just the very first zip on the first screen, which if you just practice it a whole bunch, you'll get the hang of it, whichever way you choose. Then there's really no other tricks. It's all just like basic movement stuff after that, and then we get to fight the Yellow Devil. So I buffer start. I changed to a left right away. This pattern is the same every time, so once you memorize this pattern, it's pretty easy. And we just get in with the old select glitch. I like to line up on that spot I'm on, where there's that little gray vertical bar. I like to line up on that spot. There's one other way you can choose to kill him. I think I have a save on him. Yeah. That was a bad menu. Go down for that menu. So when his last piece comes over, you can get close to his leg and shoot one straight up. Not good at that way, but it's actually probably is a little bit easier to hit him doing it that way, because the hitbox for the vertical elect beams are actually it's actually like totally solid, where the horizontal shots are like not solid at all. So you can get like right up to his leg without taking damage. So it's just whatever way you're comfortable with. And his eye will be in a different place pretty much every time. It could be at the very top, it could be very bottom, and like 2 middle spots, I think. But yeah, he's pretty easy. I mean, as long as you didn't take like extra damage, you can even take a hit from him and not die. There is, it's called a streamline kill, which I can't do on here because this is power pack. But it actually allows you to kill Yellow Devil like super fast. It involves you pause with select over the eye. Yeah, I can't do it. And you alternate mashing start, select, start, select, start, select, start, select, like really, really rapidly. Unfortunately, that brings up the menu on the power pack. But since the Yellow Devil has no iframes, pretty much no iframes, that just like deals a ton of damage to him. Like, and you can kill him in we call it the one jump, where you just shoot one jump and one beam, and it just like melts him. There's a video on Streamline's channel. Maybe I'll put it probably in the description if you want to actually see what it looks like, because I can't do it. It's a really, really difficult trick. It saves a couple of seconds, but it's very, very difficult. And that's pretty much Wily 1. Wily 1, not too much to it. It's really just hitting the first zip. That's the big time save. Alright, so we got Wily 2, home of the hardest trick in the game. It's essential once you're going for a really, really good time, but it's not a necessary trick. So we'll just walk through the stage regular first. Get all these helicopter guys. If you see an extra magnet, you probably want to pick it up. If you're going for the wraps. If not. So ideally you want, at the end of this stage, if you do the wraps or if you don't, you want at least 4 magnet at the very end of the stage. So when you beat the boss of the stage, you want to have 4 magnet left. So we're not doing the wraps first. So if you need extra magnet, you pick it up either there or at the next spot. Hold B and you can buffer that shot. You just fight him the same way we fought him pretty much at the start. You can actually come over here for a little slightly quicker exit. You can jump under these guys, or you can hesitate a little and then jump. Oh yeah, so for the holes in the floor, if you never take the time to realize. So the ones at the top, the first set, the holes on either side of this line. So this line right here. The first one is on the front side, and then this one is on the back side. So it's easy to remember. First one is first in front of this line, second one is behind it. And you can jump over and refill more magnet if you want. And then through the fall, I'll buffer start, go up the cut real quick. You can do that. You can pause if you want. There's a couple of different ways you can deal with him. This, you wait, jump through, jump over. As you're jumping into this one, you want to pause, change to fire. And that'll set you up to run under this also. Alright, so we remember our early magnet grab. We actually do that trick here. Shoot left, tap up. This is going to get us out of bounds. And on this screen, you want to hold right, or else you will die. Because the game actually thinks we're in the room that it briefly showed right there, and there's spikes on the left side. So if you do, remember that we did the top exit for the magnet grab? You do left and A on the same frame. Oh, I did not. Oh, there you go. So you can jump up. You can do that and screen wrap. You get down here, and then you tap left, and then get out of the wall. That actually saves a couple of seconds if you can pull that off. If not, I think I have a save. Yeah, through that fall. If not, you can just bail out right there. Like you'll see see how the spikes are there. You can see that those spikes are actually there, even though you can't see them right now. So that's pretty easy. Go down here, shoot that guy so he doesn't hit you down here, and then we fight the copy bot, which he mimics like your every move, but using flame is actually really, really easy to beat. So I'm going to be buffering an A and a B right here to do a jump and shoot at the same time, and then you just hit him as soon as his iframes are wearing off every single time. If he starts to get closer to you, you need to back up a little. and adjust the time of your shots, or else you're gonna miss him. I mean, he's really easy. A little bit of practice, and you'll like never have trouble with him again. All right, so that's the standard route. Now, if you want the advanced route, which I say you don't need to go for this until you're going for like a sub 1930 realistically. It's nice to know it. The fact, like, if you have a run where you're behind, like you have a run where you're like 15 seconds behind going into Wily 2, that like doesn't really have a chance to PB. I mean, you can go for it, and every once in a while you get lucky, and it'll like save a PB. But yeah, so you go through. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this. You can also do this safe strat, where you just select through that guy. It's only slightly slower, but it's like 100% safe, because nothing is more embarrassing than this happening. That. Where you miss a shot on him and you just get knocked into the pit. But yeah. So I'm gonna show you what the wraps are. So this will be a time when any extra magnet is appreciated. You just select through these guys and keep going. So remember, the first pit is to the left side of this. So we're good over here. We get these. So now, you see this line up here where his hand is. You want to place your beam just below that. So it's the same muscle memory you've been using the whole time. And you place it there. You can tell if it works because you'll see like an extra thick black line. That's what it'll look like. So these are the wraps. So to start it, you do a jump, and at the peak of your jump, you tap right. It's the same as like the start of the magnet grab. But from here, this is where it changes. We want to do more jumps up top so we can screen wrap. In order to do that, from the right side here, we tap left, and then I think it's 2 frames after, like that, you hit A. So it's left, and then just barely after you hit left, you tap A, or you hold A, and then you'll do a full jump, if you do it right. And if you can do it twice like that, that's great. That's it. And that's what it looks like when you get it. So when I got into Cutman's room, we have a save closer to that. We can actually buffer our move. This is the hardest trick in the game, especially when you're on really good pace. Alright, so as soon as his health starts to refill, I'm going to hold left and A. And that is the problem with this. You can get subpixeled on the wrap here. And you saw I did it the first time and that didn't happen. There's like, I don't know what the odds are, but there's a chance that this happens and you just walk out of the wall. And if that happens, it wastes a lot of time. Because you have to either kill Cutman or you can actually get out this way. No, I'm not gonna cut that too high. So the important thing on the screen wrap part, if you buffer your left and A too soon like this, you die. And it will kill you. So you have to wait until his health starts to refill. If you do it before, like if you do it through the transition, it's gonna kill you. And there's another way you can get subpixel here. Like sometimes you get subpixeled and then it puts you over here. You can do your jumps out again. But these are once you're in this room, it's weird. Once you're in this room, the jumps to jump up are back to being left and A at the same time. Whereas on the previous screen, they're left then A couple frames later. Alright, so we can get out this way. Now, we did that to show you, if that happens and you try and get out, you need to wait and make sure that, you saw his cut blade was off his head. For some reason, if he has thrown his blade and you screen wrap, it kills you. So if you're going for the backup where you're trying to recover and do it again, you need to make sure the blade is on his head, or else it will kill you. Alright, so we're going, letting it refill, now we're holding left and A. And then as soon as you're above the screen, you hit right to trigger the screen wrap. And this has now despawned all the enemies. There's no enemies. The game thinks we're supposed to still be in Cutman's room, and we are, because we haven't killed him. You can hear him futilely trying to get us. But then we have to do another wrap. If we fall into this room here, it's a soft lock, and you can't get out without using 4 beams to get out the top. So we do the wraps again. This time we hold left and A through the transition, because there's no boss bar that's going to refill. And you do that, and then you just finish the stage like we went through earlier. Go down one screen, get on the ladder, get out of bounds. Scroll through 2 screens, tap right, try and do the jump, if not, bail out. The spikes are still there. And there's one thing with the second wrap. I should have a save. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I found it was it's slower to just walk across, jump over the pit, place it, and then go out of bounds. You can actually put a fancy beam like this and zip into the wall from further away. It's actually pretty easy to do if you're going for these wraps. What you do is as soon as you hit the ground, we walk off this. As soon as we hit the ground, we're going to do, I roll. I actually changed my grip, if we can see. I hold it like this. Like my thumb is completely horizontal. And I roll, do a quick roll, A and then B. And as long as you don't hit them at the exact same time, like you hit A at least like a frame or 2 before B, this works pretty much every time. It's a swaggy little entry that actually saves at least like a second or 2, I guess. And then through this transition, we're holding left and A, and then you tap right once you're high enough. And those are the wraps. The hardest part is just getting used to the actual jumps, because they are frame perfect, and they're like, it's at such a weird interval. You either get stuck hitting them like hitting left and A close to the same time, or hitting them like too far apart. But I mean, once you practice, you get pretty consistent at them. Once you get a good muscle memory going. And there is a chance, like, the game can push you out of the wall here, and you get subpixeled. This is a soft lock, unless you can use 4 beams to. Nope, that was a little too low, I think. But even if you use your 4 beams, you're screwed for the rest of the game. So that's the risk of going for this. Is if you're going for a really good time, this is gonna kill runs. And you have to accept that if you want to go for a really good time. It is one of the annoying things about this game. There it is. There's, as far as I could not find anything that could prevent that subpixel. Like, there might be something, but I have no idea. And you can get out. Oh, that was a little too low. There's like 1 or 2 pixels you can hit where you can actually trigger the wrap from inside here. And that is the old way they used to do it. Back before we did the first zip in Wily 1. Since we do that, we don't have enough magnets to go for that. Yeah, there's one more little thing that nobody actually does. So we do this. Hold left A. There is a slightly faster way to do this out of bounds fall. Try to change the fire there. You can actually get out of bounds right here. But you see there's spikes right there. So you have to get this jump. Ooh, we're gonna die. Oh, that sub-pixeled me anyway, jerk. But yeah, you hold left through that transition and then you fall. And it saves like one screen of scrolling. But it's super risky because I think I have a save state closer. It's really risky because there's hardly any time to adjust if you miss that jump. And if you don't get it and have to bail out, it's gonna waste a lot of time. But doing that part perfectly. Come on, buddy. We'll try it one more time. Doing this part perfectly saves maybe 2 seconds, but it's really risky. Okay, here we go. And this is the screen that we fall to normally. You can do the screen wrap again. Sometimes you get sub-pixeled even there. That's just the thing this game likes to do on screen wraps. And I would not recommend doing that. It's way too risky. I don't even go for it. Not because I don't think I could do the screen wrap, but because the risk of getting sub-pixeled on the next screen is too great. And then you would lose a lot of time. But yeah, that's Wily 2. It's a pretty simple stage until you start doing the wraps, and then it gets really hard. But until you're pushing sub 20 at least, and I wouldn't even say you need to do it to get. You don't need to do it to get sub 20. I would just go through the stage regular until you're like at least sub 20, because it's too risky. You don't need to be losing runs to that until you're going for like a really good time. Alright, so now we got Wily 3. Wily 3 is the shortest stage in the game. It's a pretty fun stage. It's got a couple of neat tricks. So, yeah, starting off, we're going to switch to magnet right away. And we're going to place a standing beam right away. We're going to do a full jump on, full jump off through the transition, hold B, and then this will set us up perfectly for a screen wrap. Now from here, we tap left, and we want to get exactly to this position. You want to be on this exact pixel. I mean, it goes by tile when you fall, so you got a good chance to get on this pixel. Now, if you get to this pixel, you just get out of the wall, and you can buffer another B shot, and that sets you up perfectly for this wrap. And this is the big zip. And that's the first part. I mean, that's the whole stage right there. Alright, so we start from the start again. So we start, magnet, full jump, hold B, jump, trigger the screen wrap, tap left, tap right on the right pixel, which is this pixel right here. I mean, you'll get the sense once you do this enough times, as soon as you stop here, you'll know that you're on the right pixel. And you leave the wall, do another buffer through the transition. Alright, now here we tap left, and you do select, unselect, and this isn't going to work because your magnet from the previous screen needs to still be active. But you do select, unselect, and then while you're in that, you see his little teleport animation? That little animation? During that animation, you need to start mashing start. So this won't work because it's screwed up. But we got a save state right here. Oh. And if you fall out of the wall, oh no, you have to place it by hand, which is not advisable. It's a lot harder. Alright, so we tap left, select, unselect, and then you mash start once. You have to do it pretty quickly, so while he's in that teleport animation, you want to be mashing start. And if you do it right, that's what happens. So I hold left, select, unselect, mash start. It's a little weird once you start out, but you'll get the muscle memory pretty quickly for it. And then we have the boss. So we're going to be doing another important glitch here. It's called dupes. So if you take one of these blocks, so we're going to switch to guts right away. This is the fastest way to kill the boss because these blocks kill it in one hit. So if you throw a block and then you press B, the last piece of the block, exits the screen. That's what happens. You pull out a dupe. And there we go. You need to pull out, in order to not lose any time on this boss, you need to pull out 3 dupes. So, this one, I mean, there's not much I can tell you. You just need to figure out a visual cue that works for you on your particular TV. Because the overscan on every TV is going to be different. But you'll see, you can get pretty consistent at it if you practice it. And it is a frame-perfect trick. You literally only have 1 frame to press B when the block is leaving the screen. And if you do it right, you pull out a dupe. If you do it wrong, you get nothing. And yeah, if you miss, let's say you miss them all. Oh, we missed them all. And you just have to buster them down. And it's way slower. You lose, not sure how much time you lose. You lose at least like 3 to 4 seconds per bubble, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much, it's a super short stage. We'll just go over one more time. So, magnet, standing beam, full jump, full jump. We do that first full jump because we buffer that shot. Because it eliminates getting subpixeled. I actually figured that out a little while ago. Jump, hold left, select, unselect, mash start. And you can actually tap right once you get to the end there to exit, or to enter the boss room a little bit quicker. We pause here. You can either go up 4 or down 4. I choose to go down 4. And that'll take us to gut. And we go for our dupes. You're not going to get them all every time, but you can get pretty consistent at these. I actually think it's really fun to practice dupes. Like, just sit there for like an hour and just practice just the dupes. And that's how you get really good at them. Alright, so, yeah, that's Wily 3. Wily 3 is the shortest stage. It's like, if you do it right, it's just over a minute long. Alright, so we got Wily 4, the final stage. This is another pretty short stage with only like 2 real tricks in it. Which is nice for a final stage. They're pretty important tricks, but what did I do? I didn't mean to do that. I already had that. Alright, so the start, you want to do quick jumps here. You do jumps really quick, that guy won't get you. If you lollygag here, you like go slow, this guy's gonna hit you and likely kill you. So this is I find one of the most nerve-wracking parts, just making those jumps. If you go really quick, they don't get you. Here, we're going to take this hit, and as we take the hit, we're going to pause. Down 2 to elect. and then keep going. Now, if we've done everything correctly, so if we had at least 4 beams left after Wily 2, we used 1, 2, 3 in Wily 3, so we have at least 1 left for this stage. So that's what we're gonna be starting with for here. I'm gonna do a full jump here and shoot out just the top block. So at the height of your jump, you're gonna shoot, and that'll knock out the top block only. Switch to magnet. I have full magnet in this state for some reason. I think I game overed. But we would use our 1 beam to get up. We get that refill, and then we're gonna do a zip right here. So remember our muscle memory for the ice wrap, the muscle memory that we've been using all over the place. We're gonna do it here again, and we get that zip. I'll make a save state there. So I'll switch to a lek. We do a full jump shoot. Pause. Up 3 to magnet. 1 beam to get up. Alright. So then right here, there's a couple different ways you can try and do this. I prefer to just do it the same way that if you've gotten good at your ice wrap muscle memory. Oh, that's too low. You just put it there, jump on it, turn left, and it gives you the zip. It's really quite easy. And then once you get to you're holding up, because you'll end up on this ladder and you'll climb to the top. You can also, if you choose to, you can choose to bonk your head. But I don't really like that. It works for some people, but I'm just so used to that muscle memory right there that it works. So I mean, you just need to get the hang of your muscle memory here. I mean, once you get good at it, you can get it almost every time right away. And then just 2 beams to get across here. You can get a free zip right there if you tap up once you're like near the top of this ladder. You tap up, and then I also tap left to make sure that I'm facing left. And then you get a free zip all the way over here. And that's the first part. And then we just have the refight skip. It's like the only thing left. You can hold left there and get a little bit further out. So this is what the refight skip looks like. And that is doing it correctly. There's a couple different ways you can go about this. The fastest way, and the harder way, is with the magnet beam. So you wanna set a beam as you're going up, jump, and at the height of your jump, you want to be hit by his bomb. And then as soon as you get hit, you want to start mashing start. Yeah, there's this, we can show you the hover glitch. So you can do it pretty much anywhere. If you have an item on screen, so the item on screen is the magnet beam, and you take a hit and mash start, you get this interesting hover glitch. So, I mean, if you want to practice it, you can just practice it pretty much anywhere. So we use the magnet beam because it stays on screen the second longest. You can also use the bomb, which is a good backup. So Bomb Man can actually give you 2 patterns here. He can give you the short jump, and he can also give you a far jump where he jumps behind you, which I will not get on this save. I mean, you just have to practice both to get the hang of it. So I hold left. If you hold left, you get a couple extra pixels closer. So the key for this, the actual glitching that gets you into the wall, occurs when his bomb, so his bomb at the very bottom, explodes. So when one of his bombs, when he throws one of his bombs and it's about to explode, you need to be near the ceiling. And you continue mashing start until you see the screen scroll. Oops. If you jump too quickly, or you get too close to him, so as soon as the screen is scrolling, you don't touch anything. If you do touch something there, you have a chance of soft locking. So the backup is, say you burned all your magnet beams getting actually to the refight thing. You can switch to bomb. And we can do the same thing with the bomb. The bomb, throwing your own bomb, actually, it lasts longer than the magnet beam, so you have more time. But you're going to be going, most likely, he needs to throw a second bomb to get you into the wall. So I would recommend learning the magnet way because it's not that hard. And if you've mastered your control of the magnet beam, sometimes it just doesn't work. I really don't know why. There's rare, uncommon occasions. Oops. Where it won't work. And yeah, you need to know this about Bomb Man. If you're too close to him, if you see how I'm too close to him, he will never throw a bomb if you're too close to him. So if you get to an occasion where you get on your magnet beam and you jump towards him and he doesn't throw a bomb, that was your fault. You got too close to him. And you can prevent that by just going a little bit further away from him next time. But yeah, you can see, like, he won't throw a bomb if you're too close. So it's not like random whether or not he throws a bomb. It's up to your position relative to him. So yeah, it's pretty easy. You just place a beam. You want to... Sometimes, I don't know why, it just doesn't... On, uncommon occasions, it just doesn't work. There we go. And you want to be mashing, pretty much as fast as you can. Mashing start. As soon as you get hit, you're mashing start. And you're not touching anything once the screen scrolls. Or else this happens. I'll show you what happens if you, that was my fault. I got too close to him. This guy. Say you're holding right or something. It'll actually take you back down. And then we're all sorts of bad stuff is happening. We're actually stuck here. You actually can get out. I can't get out now, but you actually can get out up there, but you can't go back through the teleporter. And that actually takes you back a checkpoint instead of forward like we want. So yeah, you go through this, you don't touch anything, and it kills you. And it kills you past the checkpoint, so we don't have to do any of the refights. And then the only thing left we have is Wily Machine. Now if you're really low on fire, you can consider getting this, but I will show you a trick where you pretty much never ever have to get that. So this, conveniently, having just died, we have full health now. So we just damage race with Wily Machine. You just damage race, use your iframes to deal a lot of damage on him. And we're using our shield to do most of the damage, not our shots. I mean, if you practice him just a tiny bit, you'll never ever die on him. Alright, but there's a neat little trick. I'll have to make a new save state after this. There's a neat little trick that I figured out. You can actually you can actually dupe your fire shield and have a mini like permanent fire shield. It lasts like 4 or 5 seconds. And it's actually really easy to do. So as long as I believe how it works is as long as your fire is on the screen for long enough, so the flame I shoot, if you tap B again after your flame has been on the screen long enough, this happens. And you can dupe this fire shield. And yes, you can actually do damage with that. So, I didn't save, did I? Whatever. So I have, I don't know how many health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have 9. I have 9 or 10 fire energy right there. That is actually enough to kill him if we dupe our fire shield. So this is the strat I recommend for fighting him. I'm going to hold A and right to buffer a jump. And I shoot, and then I dupe a shield. You see how quickly that kills him. Kills his first gun. And you can do like 4 jumps after that, I think. And then you have to start shooting again. But you see, I still even had 1 extra. So as long as you have like at least like 10 fire energy, you never ever have to pick up that refill of shame at the end. unless you only have like a couple of fire, which sometimes happens if you have trouble on say like getting out of bounds in Wily 2 because you have a bad clone fight. So the Q I use is, and this is free. It works every time. So I'm gonna buffer a right jump, and I'm gonna shoot at the height of the gun. As soon as my fire is past the back of the Wily machine, I'm gonna tap B 1 more time, and you'll see we're not hitting B now. We're just jumping with our shield. You can do 4 jumps and then it runs out, pretty much. And then you just do more. And that's a pretty good Wily machine fight right there, actually. I didn't save that again. Oh well. Hi. I really don't understand why. Sometimes it's just... But I would recommend doing that fire dupe pretty much every time. Yeah, if you hit like A at certain points through there, you'll jump up into one of the rooms and get stuck, and you cannot get out. We switch to fire right away. We've got like 10 energy, so we don't need that. And we're only tapping B 1 time to dupe our shield, and then not tapping it again, or else you will lose the shield. You'll see I'm not shooting at all right here. 3, 4 jumps, and then you see it runs out. So then we just have to go regular. And as long as you have good timing with when you're activating your fire shots, you get 3 or 4 hits on him every time. And you pretty much just like melt him. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, Wily 4 is just, it's just this zip and the refight skip, and, I mean, as soon as you get the refight skip, the run is pretty much over. Like, you're not going to die on the Wily machine. Oh, there is one additional, with our, that's too high. With our, ice wrap muscle memory, the muscle memory we use all over the place, you can actually set a beam and then do 2 more beams, and you can actually zip all the way to the teleporter. It saves about a second, maybe a little bit more, but it's very risky and it can kill your run. But that's pretty much it for Wily 4. You do the refight skip, dupe your fire shield on the Wily machine, and it's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for all of Mega Man. I don't think there's really any other tricks in this stage. But yeah, as usual, if you have any questions or anything, yeah, feel free. I'm Whitehat94 on Twitch. Anytime I'm streaming, I'm happy to answer any questions. And yeah, good luck on your runs.